We'll open this meeting of July the 3rd. Happy 4th to everyone. I'll immediately make a motion. Let the record show that Selectman Jessman, I believe, is on his way. He's not present at the time. I'll make a motion to enter into non-public session as per RSA 91A:3C.
Second?
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes. Make a motion that we seal the minutes of the non-public as they pertain to meeting until the matters are resolved. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Motion passes. These are a couple of pictures that I took downtown. I was approached by a couple of the business owners and asked if we couldn't get some of the, at least the first 3 trees with an arborist, perhaps.
What's their problem?
They're way into the building and they can't, they just totally block everything and they're touching the building.
They're just barely touching.
What about the other trees?
And was
No,
the
they're
wind
not. As a
blowing?
matter of fact, they're not.
Because
know
this
why?
building they're touching and this, I
Because
mean,
somebody's going out there and trimming them.
in this picture they're touching, in this picture they're not. So the wind must have been blowing.
If you walk down the if you walk down the sidewalk on this one, it completely covers the sidewalk on the first couple of trees that you come to. And then when you walk down the sidewalk, the trees are actually smaller. They're
Well,
not,
they're also trimming those trees. I talked to the individual who's doing it in confidence, so I won't mention the name now, but the trees are being trimmed back.
what?
If somebody is caught trimming those trees, they're going to be in trouble.
I understand that.
Wow. Did you tell them that they should stop?
I did,
I believe the park commissioners
I don't want to hear that.
are
but
getting
I
an
swore
getting
confidentiality before they told me, and so, okay.
I've been there. The park commissioners will be asking an arborist to look at, because that's in their budget.
Okay.
And they include the island and the main street because it's,
Okay.
cheaper. So that'll be coming to the selectmen. But they're not meeting until next week.
I'd like to make a motion to accept the donation to the Tilton Senior Center. It says donation to chat committee from Tom Hamlin for $50.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The other instance, I got a phone call, we talked to Catherine briefly about it last night. We got a call from John O'Brien about his dog license. The dog was not licensed until July 1st. During that time, we have a dog warrant out. His name is on that warrant. And he wasn't actually served. Nobody went to his house and served him. Meanwhile, his wife came in to pay the fee and was charged a $2 license fee, a $2 late charge, and a $30 civil forfeiture fee. And
Got one of those.
he went home and called up. He was extremely angry. And he's since called the Attorney General's office and said, and they told him that it was illegal for us to do that. So Catherine and I have gone through RSA 466. As a matter of fact, I printed out 466 for anyone that wants to read it.
Why is it illegal?
It's not.
I can't see where it is. I've gone through every part of 466 that I can possibly think of. And everything that we've done is legal. The only thing that I have even a slight question about is that He wasn't served, therefore he got he still got the civil forfeiture. Can you put a civil forfeiture on a person here and fine them and say, you've gone past the date, here's the $25 plus the month of May, because it's 1 month, and that's in the RSA how you do it. And can you do that in, I have a phone call into LGC to see if we can do that. That's the only question.
Sure.
Only question that we can. I believe we can. You know how I feel about dog licenses, but this is not a good one for me to have.
If you look at
I think this is God's way of getting back at me, I guess, for giving me this one. But he wants to be here Monday at 8:31 to collect his $30 back because it's illegal for us to give it to him. And Monday, he wants to be here because Cindy's back from vacation.
That's the case, I want mine back from 2 years ago.
And why are we charging him $30? Because he was late with his dog?
Whoever is the owner or keeper of a dog and who fails to license or renew the dog license pursuant to RSA 466:1 shall forfeit $25 to the town or city clerk of the municipality in which the dog is kept. If the forfeiture is not made to the town or city clerk within 15 calendar days of the notice of forfeiture, the case may be disposed of in a district court as a violation with a fine not to exceed $50, notwithstanding the provisions of RSA 651:2, paragraph 4. A forfeiture shall not relieve the owner or keeper of the requirements of proper licensing of the dog as required by RSA 466:1. This section shall also apply to cats if the municipality licensed cats. Any forfeiture collected under this section may be retained by the city or town for the administration and enforcement of this chapter. Where is the...
And what
Yeah,
part
where
of
is
that makes
14?
us illegal?
Keep going.
Goes right into license, oh, I'm
Did
sorry.
we speak with the Attorney General's office, or is that what the individual said?
That's what the individual said. The town or city clerk shall annually, between June 1st and June 20th, present to the local governing body a list of those owners of dogs that have failed to license or not renewed their dog licenses pursuant to RSA 466:1.
You what?
The local governing body shall, within 20 days from June 20th, issue a warrant to a local official authorized to issue a civil forfeiture for each unlicensed dog. So, the forfeiture is...
$25 plus a $5 fee if it goes over a certain amount of days, which it has.
Right, but the forfeiture, we have until, July 10th or 9th, thereabout, what is it, 30 days?
Right.
So until July 10th to actually send it out. But if you come in here in the middle of June, before the law says we have to do this, and hence there's no notice, then they still pay it. Local governing body shall within 20 days from June 20th issue warrant local law issues civil forfeiture for each unlicensed dog. The warrant may also authorize a local law enforcement officer to seize any unlicensed dog.
What is,
Civil forfeiture may be sent by certified mail or delivered in hand or left at the abode of the dog owner. The cost of the service shall not exceed $5 and may be recovered by the city or town.
That's the
where
question I
30
have.
That's the $30.
Yeah, but see, it doesn't say it can just be in the town clerk's office and it'd be assessed if you come in and pay your license. It has to be given out,
It says something about serving, doesn't it?
serving, right. And see, it wasn't served to him. They haven't served them yet.
Whoever is the owner or keeper of a dog and who fails to license or renew the dog license pursuant to RSA 466:1, which says, regardless of when the license is obtained, the license shall be effective from May 1st of each year to April 30th, okay?
Yeah,
So the license expires on the 30th of April. They have to come in by May 1st.
that's right.
This is telling us we have until July 10th to send it out, but the forfeiture begins on,
But it says something, read the part about sending it out by mail.
$5 thing.
or-
okay, but, all right, so that is, I'm liking that to RSA 147, 7A and B that I follow. If you don't do this,
Right,
if the forfeiture is not made to the town or city clerk within 15 calendar days of the notice of forfeiture, the case may be disposed of in a district court. So if they haven't received the notice of forfeiture and they refuse to pay it, you can't take it to court until you give them the notice of forfeiture, and then they have 15 calendar days. Do you see what I mean?
okay.
But wasn't there a
it voids-
$5 fee added for serving?
Yes.
Okay, well, we haven't served anybody with this, so why would they have charged
Technically, it
$30?
should have been only a $25 fee
Yeah.
because we didn't
Right.
serve, right,
Yeah,
if anything.
The cost of service, right, so,
Yeah.
yeah, it would be 25, so.
Instead of
right, what
30.
we would owe them would be $5. Except the civil forfeitures went out. They haven't received them, and, which reminds me, have we found the dog warrant?
The chief does not have them, I've asked him already.
I don't recall signing one.
I didn't
Maybe
see
I
it.
did,
Said
but-
She handed it to the selectmen. I said, which one
Okay.
did you give it to?
Then we need to stop looking for it. We need to call down to Kim and ask her to print it back out, and we need to sign it.
Right. I
Because
don't
we-
remember signing one. I remember Cindy saying, I've got one for you to sign, but I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I remember her sitting there, and the chief
Regardless.
coming up, she said, "Oh, chief, I've got a warrant for you,
Yeah,
a dog warrant for you."
but I don't remember signing.
No, never saw it.
I don't recall.
Anybody
Me
that
neither.
signed it?
No.
I don't think so.
I think she made delivering.
Civil forfeitures.
I have to go in about 2 minutes, so.
She's probably at lunch.
I mean, if you have,
need to get one issued,
yeah. I mean, I don't mind stopping by later and I'll sign it, but
and we need to get it signed today.
I'm curious, if we actually haven't issued a warrant, does that forfeiture thing still apply?
Yes.
Okay.
why would it, if we haven't done a warrant yet?
Because it says that they're liable.
Because it says the minute they don't pay their
April or
renew a
May 1st,
license,
yeah.
or license their dog accordingly, then the forfeiture applies.
Okay.
But so my question is how can they be, where did they get the warrant? Because the warrant is a list of dog owners, is it not? Right.
Hey, look at
Where'd you find?
The warrant?
the warrant
She found the warrant. Where was it?
in my folder.
In your folder.
Go for it.
Very nice. Let's get her
It's not
signed.
signed by us, is it?
It's all right. We still have time to sign it.
All right.
You have 10 days from June 20th. I mean, 20 days, right? Didn't I say 20 days?
I don't recall 20 or 10.
Oh, boy. it's
You
been a
did say
week.
the 10th of July.
Oh, yeah, Pat. Here we go.
Somebody could have put it in there, Al.
Somebody did put it in there, Pat.
One of those dogs.
Somebody, I don't know who, but
It was my dog.
14, isn't it?
Blame on the dog. I will
Mine illegal.
We have 20 days, so let's get her signed.
get her done.
Look it, I'm signing and I'm passing it over to Catherine.
We're not giving it back to Pat. Joe, you give it directly to Joyce.
I'll hand it to
Excuse me,
Joy.
I don't think this was given directly to me.
Sandy, did you sign this already?
I never
Alright.
saw it.
So Cindy must have sent them over to her.
You must have just shoved it in your back, your pack.
Oh, that never happens.
Cindy came
I'll
up
tell you
with-
right now, it never happens.
Cindy came up with this, then she went downstairs and sent the list right over to the
Right.
PD.
And if you
Figuring the
notice
selectmen are bound to
anything that
sign it.
Cindy has to pass over, it always goes to Catherine first.
Really?
Yeah, always.
Can I make a motion to adjourn? No.
No, they had to ask if they have anything.
No, give this back to you. I don't want that. And here's the RSA. I have a question. Do we know what Luke Penalt was in training for on the 25th and 26th?
I don't,
I don't.
but I'm sure it was something.
Who's Luke Penalt?
Could be,
It's a joke, it's a joke. But no, I don't know.
Well, yes, it could be a multiple of things, because he's now corporal, and he's also the training guns and safety trainer.
Right, but he has a lot, I'm just curious. As they improve their skills, or add, I shouldn't say improve, but add to their skill level.
Some is required.
I know.
When you're in the
but
safety training.
It's interesting to, and it's just nice for the public to know how well-trained our officers are.
Oh, okay. All right, Joe, do you have anything? Nope. Okay, Al, you have anything? Nope. Catherine, nope. You got anything?
Joyce has something.
Joyce?
I have something, but I don't remember what it was.
I have lots of things, and I'm going to pass. Thank you very much.
this has been on my desktop
It was important.
for a month.
Remember that point, it slipped your mind.
It did. It was an FYI thing.
Oh.
Oh,
He got copies
I
of
know what it is.
what we sent to Jeannie.
Yeah.
And then I said, well, no, I'm gonna send one to him and everybody. And I just am now giving it to him.
I remember what mine was. It was simple.
Okay.
At the planning board meeting, the property at 281 Main Street came in for a site plan, and they were talking about their parking lot with the planning board and what they were going to do. And they got to talking about, that one's Tryon Lane,
Right.
and why doesn't the abutters still own that? Why does the town own it?
Right.
On what specifically are we referring to?
Tryon Lane,
What part of Tryon Lane?
all of it.
All of it.
It used to be, in 1886, it was an alley.
Who owned it?
It was just an alley, it was just an alley between buildings, it was just the abutters. I mean, Route 3 out there, the property owner's boundaries go under the road.
Right.
Yeah, I understand all that.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
it was just, that's where the horses and carts and the Indians and whatnot walked. In 1887,
You have a typo.
by petition, the selectmen laid out
However,
Center
the board does
Street,
not agree to
which
accept
included
as
the
a condition.
alleyway
You have an N there.
between Congregational Church and 281 Main Street. Okay?
So far, so good.
And I don't remember what year it was that we took by adverse possession that, because we couldn't find those records at that time, and we took, fire?
Yep.
Rescue.
Rescue Lane. So we took those both
Rescue Road.
by adverse possession, just so that we had a record of town ownership.
Right.
We've been maintaining them all those years.
Yep.
So the person that was representing the property owner contacted me and asked me to send them the information on that. So I just wanted the Board of Selectmen to know that I'm sending him the copy of the 1887 one. He's probably going to ask for the adverse possession ones, but I couldn't find that on file in Town Hall.
Did you also look at, I believe, the property?
Oh,
that
my
Alton
goodness.
Mills used to belong to,
Beverly?
Beverly.
Yeah, it was the old theater.
yes, and at that time, though, it talked about the giving that for the alleyway. I'm pretty sure there was something on there.
But it was already done in 1887
Yeah, oh, I know.
by the town,
But
the
it
Board of
was brought up,
Selectmen.
And I thought it made a deed reference on there. So,
I don't know, but it was very specific to the boundaries and
Yeah.
whatnot. So the town in 1887
Right.
laid out that as a town road. And then we took it by adverse possession because the records I found today, couldn't locate them. And the other one,
What year did we take it by adverse?
I don't know. Oh,
Joyce said it, and that one typo, I like the letter.
7, 8 or I'd have to find the file. I have it somewhere.
Okay,
Some of my files are at home, my older files are at home.
yeah.
So, just so FYI, I'm sending that to him. We'll see what he says.
Well, part of, I think, what caused that to happen is he had contacted Gus, and he said, we wanted to go out into the alley a little bit with our parking, and she said, you can't.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yes. You know,
Okay.
so they're trying to shrink everything into this space because, you know, she told them, said it's an alley, you can't go out.
Not the
into
shrinkage part. I missed the
Yeah.
moving out into the road part.
Well, this was a phone call before the meeting.
Ah, all right. Thank you, that makes sense of it
Yeah.
then.
I just wanted to give you background information on this. I had previously, weeks ago, spoken to Mark Morrow, and he had said that the reason they split up the two projects on Caleb Hill is
Right.
because the icing problem demands blasting. They don't do blasting, they would have to contract that out.
Right.
And that it takes a longer process, because it has to go through the whole, be approved by
Right.
government council, what have you, but he said they'd see what they could do. The other thing that he said, and I told him, I said, you know, the town's not gonna accept these roads. And I said, is that gonna prevent us from participating in the program? And he said, no. And I said, so you're gonna go ahead, go forward with getting your estimates together, so that we'd have something to present at town meeting? And he said, yes.
Okay.
So.
So you're telling me he's going to go forward with a municipally managed state aid road project?
He would go forward with getting the estimates.
Just his portion of it?
Right.
Well, no, what...
No,
what-
for everybody.
No, for everything, what it's going to cost, because Dennis and I had questioned the amounts that were in the letter.
That's
And
what
saying
the
there's no way
application says.
that they could be done for that,
Right.
for the municipal state aid program. The,
District 3 is going to do this?
well, the state does it, not District 3.
Usually the town's responsibility. Okay, good.
No, they do the estimates. It's their project. They do the estimate, and they say, hey...
This is the two-thirds, one-third, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then accept the roads at the end.
That's what they would like, but we're putting him on notice that we don't want to accept the roads.
That is not what took place with Silver Lake Road project.
They paid the road project, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, but the beginning of it, that's not what happened.
Right, but I'm saying, we're putting him on notice. We're not...
I'm delighted this is
We're
what's
not
taking
doing
place. Why do
But they're
we,
still going to give us the estimates. Now, the other reason this took so long, so I had all this fluff in there about the road committee and everything, but he doesn't need to know that we have a road committee. That's, what would he care, so I took that out.
Okay.
There are a couple little typos, I think,
why is Range Road in the first paragraph?
because that's what was in his letter. Because what they're considering as one part is Caleb.
I understand they're looking at the intersection of Caleb Hill Road and Range Road,
Yep.
but the work will be done on Caleb Hill Road. Any work done on Range Road would be the town's responsibility.
I see what you're saying. Why did he have Range Road?
To correct the road deficiencies. So there's no road deficiency on Range Road. The intersection of Caleb Hill Road is deficient at that intersection. So I think it should be struck from the,
Identified for the Caleb
Yeah.
Hill Road, Range Road intersection. Yeah,
yeah, so it should be taken out of the first paragraph and left in the second.
yeah, at the intersection. Range Road intersection. Boy, I like this one even better.
It's purple.
I like this letter, Joyce.
Okay. And we found some little typos. I should put in as soon as possible. And then if this is okay, this is such that I can make these changes, you can sign this before we go.
I'm still a little iffy here. The state aid mutual program is a two-thirds, one-third thing. Right. Did we as a board really recommend putting this on the warrant for town meeting? It says that in here.
We talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did talk.
We didn't
I'm sure
vote.
I voted no.
We have
I'm
not
sure I
agreed.
voted no.
We have not taken a vote to
We did
enter
not take a
into
vote, Joe,
municipal
but-
state aid road project.
It says we are willing to place this before the voters. I would have voted no.
Why?
Oh, we haven't gotten there.
Because quite frankly, it's the state's responsibility to maintain these roads, and I would be loath to admit on any level that we have responsibility for them. Because at this point, we don't, unless we admit we do.
They will
It'll never get fixed if you
That's
don't.
why they have the municipal program, that's why they started it, so that they can move these projects. The state does not have the money.
I'm going to say that.
They have the money for 2/3 of it.
You'd have to take it to court.
Right, well, the thing is, I think that we
That
owe
means
it
we'd
to our
have to hire a
citizens, is like, what can we do to get our
Right.
road fixed?
Yes.
And if what it's gonna take to get it done before 2015 means we gotta put some skin in the game,
Yep.
let the voters decide.
Well, it's extortion, but you're right.
It should be up to the voters, and from what I can see from talking to most people, they're to the point they just want their roads fixed.
Well, I agree, and the state should have fixed that road.
Well, they
I think
may,
it's gonna...
deferred
I think
maintenance
it would
so
cost a
long.
lot more in lawyer fees than...
Well, you're probably right, but they've deferred maintenance on that road for so long that the cost of the project is now a third higher than it would have been if they'd have done it right to start with.
We're well behind it now.
Well, I don't,
This gets moved up the municipal list. And they don't even consider municipal state aid projects until people commit to putting their share in.
yeah, I'm with Joe. I want to strike, and we are willing to place this before the voters at the for town's share of the funding. I would leave it at, as a board, we have discussed the town's participation, but we haven't voted to put this before the voters. We haven't had that vote.
right,
We don't have a project to put before the voters.
right.
So we agreed to, and I'll remind you, the Silver Lake Road project, when it was worked out with the road committee, then they recognized, their engineers recognized what needed to be done, but when it went to the higher-ups, they came back to the town and said, look, you pay for the project, we'll reimburse you over 10 years, but we're not paying you interest, because we don't have enough money to do all of this. But it took a lot to force them to do what was necessary to that road. So until we had a complete project, we didn't have anything to send to the voters.
Right, that's why they're going to go forward with
We don't know
the
what's
estimates,
going
and
to what yet,
they'll
right.
have the estimates to go to the voters.
We'll just pick one, put it on the envelope.
And I'd strike the next sentence for now, though I agree with it.
What am I doing? I'll just say with very deepest sympathy.
Okay, so, but you board did discuss participation in the municipal aid program.
We didn't vote on it.
I didn't say you voted on it.
We are willing.
But, and so you're saying that the majority of the board isn't willing to put this before the,
Only I am not willing. I
I'm
don't
not
know
willing.
about-
I don't have anything to put before them. I don't have a plan.
I'm willing.
I'm not going to say here, I'm willing to put this,
letter is going to get you the plan, this letter, knowing
And-
that you're not going to accept the road, they're still going
Right.
to go forward.
and if we sit here 2 months from now and go, I don't like this plan, I'm not putting this before the voters, then they're going to say, well, you said you'd put it before the voters.
Okay, so scratch, we were willing to put it before the
Well,
board.
that's just me and Joe. I mean, there's 5 of us here.
I really
Or Joe
like
and I.
what you just said, though, Catherine.
Either way.
I want to see the plan first.
But they won't make a plan unless we agree to do
No.
this and that?
No,
All
no,
right, okay.
they
I don't
understand.
mean to be a pain in your, Joyce, but
Now, the last sentence is perfect. We ask that the state through procedure with developing the required cost estimates for the municipal stated program so that we can begin making preparations for town meeting.
ta-da.
That's perfect.
Okay,
I like that.
all right, so period after Colby Road.
We can decide what we're going to do
And this
then.
is why you can't go anywhere.
Then take out the
I'll be
next,
there at town meeting, I guarantee it.
Period after Colby Road, strike the rest of that.
and take out however, that sentence.
Yep. The board does not agree to acceptance of these roads for all future maintenance as a condition, get rid of the end of the projects.
That's my feeling.
Yeah, I mean, I'll agree to that when we get to the point to agree to that, but for right now,
These roads are the state's responsibility, and should continue, and the state should continue providing summer maintenance in the future.
Oh, perfect closing
Yes, the
sentence.
district
All right.
to proceed.
We're going to adjourn after this.
Okay.
Perfect closing sentence. My father used to write sentences like
I'll
that.
do New Hampshire DOT, because it's probably going to be Caleb Dobbins, not Mark Morrow, who's doing that. Proceed with developing the required cost estimate. Now, and this goes to Chief Cormier. Both copies go, or,
Can't believe they were in my folder.
so does this mean that that guy's off the hook,
No,
because we didn't sign the warrant?
no.
No, we have until the 10th of July to issue the warrant.
Oh, you have until the 10th of July to issue the warrant.
Yep.
Hey, you guys have a great
20 days from June
Happy 4th of
20th.
July, Sandra. My regards to Joseph.
Civil forfeitures.
Because I'm sure what Cindy did, when she brought up the warrant itself to be signed, she went downstairs, assuming we'd signed it, and sent everything electronically over to them.
Okay, so these, so...
I'm guessing.
This is what brought the guy in.
We're signing this, but is that, it's going to shorten your thing.
I can, don't...
You're gonna move that down?
These would be the
You just
correct
move it
design.
down?
I'll put in Hazen Drive.
Now I'm the dog.
My father saw one of the letters you wrote.
Dog.
I think it was the fire commissioners. He's halfway through, he goes, who wrote this letter? And I'm thinking, whoop.
Which one was that?
I think it was the first one. I said, Joyce Fuller did. Damn, good letter, he said.
He did.
Damn, good
Oh.
letter. But the way he said it, I was like, wow.
Next.
Made me back off.
And then, just to finish this, once this letter is signed and sent, I remember Chuck Mitchell and different other people said, can we put this information about Caleb Hill Road on the website? You want me to do that?
What information? That we're
The
working
letter-
with?
The letter from Commissioner Clement, the response from Commissioner Clement, and then our letter. That,
Okay.
and so when people ask what's going on with Caleb Hill Road.
I'm up for that.
And then the final thing is, I noticed that Ray
be
Burton's
signed
coming on the
folder.
17th to talk about Silver Lake Road. I still haven't heard back from DOT that they're supposed to be presenting this. So now, is this him with DOT presenting this?
That's unknown to me.
DOT.
Ray Burton called one of our local residents and told him that there was a hearing on that day, and that he should come and bring anybody who was interested, and that the selectmen and the DOT would be there. This is how it was related to me. I have yet to speak with Mr. Burton about this,
Okay.
but aside from that, that's what I know.
'Cause, I had emailed the woman there that was supposed to be getting back to us, and I hadn't heard from her, so...
She may be on vacation.
That's the 11th.
It's in the,
Who are these for? Or does it make any difference? No.
Next.
Okay.
I saw that.
I might not want it.
You are more.
Okay, good enough.
Next. I can make a motion, we adjourn.
Are we all set, Joyce?
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor?
Yes.
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 I need to hook up with you, Joyce, to,
That's all, folks.